GM, and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news and introduce you to the pioneers and the founders of the space. Today, we're both had a big night last night. We're looking a little bit tired and ready for the weekend, Harry. But yeah, I'm here with Harry. We met up in London last night at the TON event. How was it, Harry?
Absolutely amazing, Spud. I say this to everyone. I work with a lot of people in the space that come and go, and I see you showing up every single day doing your stream. And just huge shout out to all of crypto saving expert community who I know have been through the ringer with us over the last 5, 6, 7 years. We show up. London, run by my good friend Martin. Absolutely amazing. Like events are simple, aren't they? Like it's the people that matter, and there's nothing quite like no brand. No, we don't need bloody roll-up banners. Some nice pints, nice food, some good people makes a good event. Like sometimes when everyone in that room is so busy and not important, just busy. And so finding the time in your calendar to be like, right, I'm going to be off my Telegram. I'm going to go engage with the London community. Part of the theme of what we're talking about is the UK Renaissance. And, it's an interesting time in the UK, isn't it? Because in America, so I'm very proud to work on something called Stand with Crypto. And we have 80,000 people now signed up for our community movement. And our role is to go and lobby government and make sure that the UK is competing with, all of these jurisdictions that are racing ahead. But the tricky challenge we face in the UK is that the government doesn't hate crypto. They're just very conservative, and they don't know where they stand. They don't know what it is. They're not excited by it because they're a populist government, but they're not against it. So when you're rallying against someone who kind of agree with this, we no longer want them to agree. We want them to be like, we want to get excited. We want to bring in tax breaks, bring in talent. We want to invest in startups. We want to make this the most competitive place in the world to come and build your trading app, your fintech. And instead they're like, well, and the next point is when you look at Brexit, we used to be part of a $500 million people block, and then when we were only 60 million and we got the FCA and we got high legal costs, global companies, there's 7 million crypto users in the UK. Global companies are like, well, bloody hell, it's going to take me 2 years. I've got to chat to the lads at the FCA. Let's just blacklist,
it's the easier option, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the easier option. You're like, like the kids that get it will use a VPN. And, and why we suffer is that it means that the companies then don't want to be in the UK. They don't hire here. They don't invest in marketing. They don't run events. And so that really impacts us, and it's frustrating because to pay for schools, to pay for hospitals, we need tax revenue, and this industry is going to be the fastest growing. Spud, we've been here for a long time. We've seen us grow up from literal white papers that did nothing being valued at X billion to using a phantom wallet at the moment is pretty sick, isn't it? It's quick, it's efficient,
easy.
Stablecoins are having them, but that's a super quick intro. Obviously, I've been doing a few streams at the moment, talking to lots of cool people. Zebu Live is coming up. Everyone on the stream. Guys. You were the first.
We do have a special discount here, Harry, as well. So we have a 25% discount, and we have a special discount in the Discord for CSE members only as well. So go check that out if you're in the Discord. Good luck on you. But yes, we've got to talk about the UK. And I think your point where you mentioned, there's only 7 million crypto users in the UK. It's no wonder that these big corporations, it's easier just to blacklist and forget. And unfortunately, it is stifling the creation in the UK. And you see it more than most because, you run one of the largest UK crypto events every year. And there's projects and companies that are wanting to be title sponsor, main sponsor, but they're stepping away because of the regulations and all the barriers in place, which is no good for anyone, is it? And I want to ask you, Harry, how do you think the US differs from the UK? What are they doing better right now?
So, I don't know if you saw the tweet last week by the chief legal officer of Coinbase, Gary Gensler and his team have deleted their tweets from their texts from 2023. That is absolutely mental. Okay, that is mental. These guys were suing 60 of the biggest crypto companies in the world for not much. Like, we didn't know why they were being sued. They didn't give us rules. They just were like, we want to stop this. And that is fucking mental. And that's why Stand With Crypto in the UK was an aggressive movement. It was like, what are you doing? This is crazy. And now what's happened is you have someone that's come into power that is literally pumping his bags. He set up, whether that's good or bad, he set up World Liberty Foundation. His sons are buying Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin at scale. But what happens is it's very different being like, I know Nvidia, the AI chip company, is going to do well. I didn't buy it, so I'm not really into it. So someone that's the top holder of Nvidia stock, they are watching that rocket as everyone wants to make AI chips, and we're in an AI war. So you have a government that's gone, wow, shit, we understand this, because crypto is a fundamental threat to governments, because governments print money at will to, like, inflation is the ultimate taxation on hard-working people. Once you finally got your 10 grand a year that you save, 5 grand a year, whatever it is, if they print money at rate, your 5 grand's only 2.5 grand. So in the US, the JD Vances, the Trumps, they got it. Their bags are full. They're like, shit. And just bring it back, like, what is a company? A company is a group of people. The amount of American companies we work for that were like in BVI or wherever, Seychelles, wherever they were like registered. Trump was like, lads, USA.
Come back.
He was like, come back. We don't know the 100% rules because we got to protect consumers. We don't want bad actors. I mean, you've been in the space a long time. How many times?
We've all seen it. Exactly.
And
regulation may have stopped that.
That's
a regulation,
and that's good. So we always need that balance between like regulation and protection that allows things to go. So in the US, they are. I was doing a talk at Aon the other day, and I was like, you've either got to, like, everyone in the UK is getting excited by stablecoins. And really, when you think of what a stablecoin is, it's a token on Ethereum. It's just and so it's going to be a bit of a Trojan horse. But what I say is, you can either build a Prius where you use existing and stablecoins in, or you can build a Tesla and a fully electric car. And that's what Elon got so right. He was like, I know it would be easier, but now he's so far advanced. So I think we're in a good place in the UK. Like, remember why the UK is good. We have the best universities in the world. We have lots of access to capital. We have the best talent. We have one of the most amazing time zones. I don't know, my co-founder lives in Australia.
The center of the earth, literally the best time zone.
We can catch China in the morning and we can catch LA in the evening. Like, we can see the whole world in a day. But in a world where everything's liquid and people don't own assets and plane tickets are essentially free, like, if it's not hot here, so the global world is just popping off somewhere else, and like that is a real threat of we're in a race, aren't we? Like Abu Dhabi, Dubai, UAE can't believe that they've had a 5-year head start on everyone, and Binance are filling their, they're trying to get their money out of oil into tech. Because if we look at a country like Venezuela, they have as much oil as them. They are well-run nations and states, and they're realizing oil's running out. We got to get into tech. Saudi building all its entertainment, and they're moving at such speed, and the government are in on it. The problem with our government, who just go like, oh, look at us, we're doing a LinkedIn post and we go to some lunches. There's no incentive for them to like battle through the legislation. So I'm very optimistic. I think at the end of the day, we have we're gonna go for a phase where crypto is actually really boring. It's back end.
Yeah.
It's back end tech. Like
Mhm.
what's interesting is paying your friend in Australia for free in seconds.
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
not how that's done. And so what we
No.
do have here is we've got we've got all of the big companies here, and so like I said, I'm optimistic, but
Yeah.
I've spent time in the House of Lords, I spend time in Parliament. I'm speaking to the people, and they're all like, "Yeah, that's great, Harry. Well done, you. That sounds nice. We'll look at this in about 5 years." And it's like my patience is running out, and I think when we look at
I get it.
Like why are we having to suck up to them about why we're good? Our vote is going to be a powerful vote in the next election. And if there's a government that's like, look, we get it, we're going to make it better, they can actually win a whole, because that's what all politics is, isn't it? You work out which people you're going to win. Are we going to win the Red Wall? Are we going to win here? Are we going to win the London vote? And I think as we become, like 7 million people is a lot of people now. And
the population of London.
Yeah, right.
Not quite, but I've got to take my hat off to the Stand With Crypto movement, yourself, your brother as well, and also a lot of the super team members, Cap, Arch, Cesare. They're doing a lot for UK regulation. So I've got to take my hat off to you guys. But I've got to mention, we spoke about stablecoins. You mentioned stablecoins just now. Obviously, the Bank of England, they've been mentioning their stance on stablecoins and how they may go forward with that. What's your opinion on what the Bank of England has said around stablecoins?
Okay, so
did you hear the limit?
I want to start this by saying I haven't read an official source. I've just seen it on LinkedIn and Twitter, and very high alpha people, Stanny from Arbe, posted it on LinkedIn. So I want to preface my comments with, I haven't heard this from them. I've just seen key influential. It's fucking nuts. Have they lost their head? What are they going to do? Come round to my house and be like, you have to remember that, South Africa is one of my favorite places. They have capital controls. That's one of the reasons why people use Bitcoin to get it out of you can't stop the flow of capital because it will just go. That's how it flows
elsewhere.
And what are they going to do? Come out around your house and be like, you've got $12,000 of stable coins. Like, go into it. It is mental, and it's like, when they fucked around with the renting market, no one's bothered to rent their houses because the risk of someone staying, and it meant that for us renters, their price has just gone up. So no, they need to fucking slap themselves around the face, and instead of being scared of the future, a bit like AI, I run a marketing agency. AI is intimidating because everyone can now make a video, everyone can shoot a video, instead of us being like, oh my God, let's just give up and sit at home, we're like, how are we going to bring AI into our life? What processes are we going to make? What formulas? How are we going to use it better than anyone else? And the Bank of England is the oldest, the pound is one of the most amazing currencies. Fucking pull themselves together, make a good stable coin quickly. You either get scared of it and try and put these random...
Beat the euro.
Beat the euro, so one of the only good things Gordon Brown did. He sold all of our gold at the bottom. But he did keep us out of...
What was it, like $230 an ounce or something absolutely ridiculous?
He sold it right at the bottom. But he did keep us out of the euro. And the problem with the euro is that Germans work like machines, and in Greece, in 36-degree heat, you're like, well, I need to have a... Do you know what I mean? It's just a different...
Yeah.
And so having control over your own currency is important. And you can see why the government are worried. At the moment, they print money when they want. Our interest payments on our debt is 100 billion a year. 3% of GDP is paying off debt. So they're incentivized to print more money so that I think we're 3.6 trillion a year in GDP. So but 100 billion is paid just to pay off our debt. So they got two choices. They can either fight it, but I always said this in 2017, 2018, when everyone was sending me China, India FUD, and telling every time when Bitcoin did well, I was like, oh, he was fucking right, idiot. When it did really badly, they're like, Harry, I told you it was fucking wrong. And so if we look at 2017, 2018, all these countries are coming out, they're all standing, and then El Salvador, Switzerland, Lisbon all started going actually shit, you can kind of, if you look at what happened to Dublin in the 90s, it went from a rundown state tech hub of Europe because it was close, And suddenly you've got these Switzerland. So we all wear plastic Chinese, well, not all of us, but we wear plastic Chinese made watches from China, you know, Apple Watch, Garmin, and Switzerland were like, we are not losing our banking status. You can come over here. Ethereum was made there in 2014. You can come over. We're going to make you sandbox. We're not going to say it's illegal, but it's not. You know, the scary thing about England is if there's no rules, it's illegal. You know, and business people, and especially British people, we like to queue. We like to know we're doing the right thing. And so if there's so yeah, I think. So you're gonna. So the challenges is not. It's no longer like what do we think in the UK. It's like what's the rest of the world doing. You know, the slight positive is the US are over here at the moment. It looks like Katie Ramsey's doing some great stuff, and there's lots of deals being announced. And you know, I really hope we don't go down the Mika route and we go more on the US route, because Mika is a lot of admin and it doesn't really work. Like
you say, a lot of the projects will see, okay, we've got to apply to Mika here. Let's not go there. Let's focus. Let's go on another country, another nation. That's ultimately what's going to happen, and what we have been seeing, and seeing, you know, lots more development in Asia, Southeast Asia, even the States in some places as well. For a long time, the States was always considered a no-go for a lot of projects, a lot of companies. But it seems the tide is turning, and it's now actually Europe is being the kind of less favoured.
The difference between 2024 ETH Denver and 2025 ETH, in 2024 ETH Denver, which is a big event in Colorado, everyone was like, we're going to Hong Kong, we're going to Singapore, we're going to Dubai. Like, how do we do it? We're moving as quickly as we can. 2025 was like USA, and everyone was like, we're back. You know, because like, you know, if we look at a company like Sui, they're a San Francisco-based tech company that are using blockchain. You know, they're very, very different to the original cyberpunk movement, which is kind of anti. Thinking about how is the markets looking? Are we...
Yeah, let's have a quick look. So I've got to point out Asta. There was CZ was pushing this as well. We'll talk about BNB in just a moment. I know Harry's a big BNB and CZ fan, if I'm not mistaken as well. But yeah, so Asta, that was actually posted in our Discord. Prosperous Uplift, he posted that one. Spoke about the airdrop, and I think a lot of our members got a nice kind of 4x on that. So well done, guys. If you got into Asta. Going down AVAX, I'm starting to see a little bit more hype around Avalanche. I know, Harry, you've worked and been involved with AVAX quite a lot. What's your take there?
Big US institutional money, you know, like they ran a great event in London, and like the whole of New York was over here, and they're well connected. They're trying to build grown-up tech. This. You know, if 2021, we didn't want to know what real world assets were because we wanted memes. And, that was even before memes. We wanted NFTs and DeFi protocols that would rip, and actually a 6% yield is kind of boring and a 4,000% up. So I think AVAX, you know, knowing the team and knowing how professional and institutional and old rich American money they are, I back them to build a good company. And I think people don't quite understand that these companies that are worth what's it worth now, they're multiple billions of dollars, are only 4 or 5 years old. You know, it takes companies a long time to mature. So yeah, but
the only thing I would say about AVAX is using it is a little bit more complicated than other layer ones. I'm not sure if they've updated it, but you know, when I was last operating on AVAX, there was a C chain, there was another chain. If you sent them to the wrong chain, and it's just, I think for the average newcomer, I think it's not very attractive, and people will be, you know, missending funds and messing up there as well. Let's have a quick look further down. So yeah, once we get down here, not too much on the 24 hour here, just kind of 1% movements. World Liberty Financial, Monero down there as well. But yeah, if we look at the top losers, Pump Fund, obviously MYX, but MYX has had a crazy run up recently, so that was to be expected. If you caught the short, well done, guys. Some of these high cap memes, I quite like to short SPX 6900 quite often as well. Hyperliquid actually having a bit of a down day as well. Virtuals, Radium, and what you're seeing here is Zcash as well, which is surprising because Zcash had a good run up with Monero, but starting to come down as well. But we have to talk about Sui here. Sui at $3.77. For me, Harry, I think Sui always has a nice run up towards events. They're normally doing some big activations. What's your opinion on Sui for the rest of the quarter and also the short term? Do you think we're going to see a pump around token 2049 with Sui because they're doing a big event there? What's your take?
I think I'm so bullish on Sui. For those of you who don't know, Libra, which was the project that I was working on, which was Facebook's sort of, well, kind of what Google just announced for the AI agents, where they've got all of these mega companies together and they're building their own thing. So that's what Libra was going to be. And what happened was Gary Gensler went, look, Mark, you're not Mark Zuckerberg, you're not bloody Satoshi. We know where you live, and we'll come to your house with machine guns and gun you down if you make a stable coin. We're not allowing you to do it. And so that project died, and the team that built that project have then gone and left. So they spent billions of dollars of Facebook's money to do all the tech, do all the building, and like it's instantly scalable. Like it has no throughput. So like if you need more thing, the network scales up, and they build your own lanes. Like I was chatting to the guys, mad their tech. So
just ultimately scalable.
It's ultimately scalable, exactly. Better said than me. So like I told lots of people to buy Sui, unfortunately, about $4. Typical, the only coin that didn't rip. But personally, I'm buying a lot of Sui, and I'm very, 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 very bullish on it. And I think it gives me Solana feel. Early Solana feel, and I think one of the projects I have to shout out, Alchemy. You know, they are one of my favorite projects. Super.
We were with them last night as well. Shout out to Millie and Chowdhury there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Such a cool project, and we were working on that project for quite a long time and trying to explain it to them. And then they chat to Sui, and they're like, "Oh my god, on-chain ads!" Like they get it because they're advertising people, and I think that's a really interesting partnership. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot happening with Alchemy, and I really, you know, they're such a hard-working team. The founder's given up drinking until he gets a $1 billion market cap, and you know they're just relentlessly going at it. And for anyone that's just, you know, as I say, I'm more of a builder than a trader. Building is really hard, you know. Like everyone gets excited in the news cycles, but the CEO of Linear is coming to Zebu Live. I know it came out. One of your community was asking. I know. So I'm excited to chat to him. I spoke to him in Cannes. I know it came out of Consensus. I don't know that much about Linear yet, but you know, I do think we're in that moment where I guess because my portfolio is so diverse. When the market goes up, I go up, but when the market goes down, I go down. Like, are we meant to like? I'm thinking like, should I just sell everything and go all into one token and go for broke? Or
I have this thought a lot. You know, I've always said, you know, coming off of the 2021 bull run, I was way too spread out. You know, I had tokens everywhere. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then when it actually came to sell, it was almost impossible. So I've always, you know, advocated to members and the CSE community that you kind of keep your portfolio down to, you know, 4 or 5 main kind of holdings, because that way, you know, you can't have your eyes on all these projects all the time, and you'll miss when it does go up and when it does go down, etc. But looking at my portfolio again, it just ends up because there's always that shiny new car, isn't there? There's always that new thing, and you're like, oh, a bit of this. But right now, I do have conviction in a few projects, and I am thinking of kind of, you know, going through some of my some of the dead tokens and some of the smaller holdings and just lumping to one. Sometimes the best move, especially if you've got probably a lower value portfolio, is just to go all in with one coin and also get behind the project. You know, get behind the team, get that insider information and push it yourselves as well.
Are we still bullish on Chippy?
Yeah, Chippy's. I can pull up the chart on Chippy. We're at about 2 million right now. We had a nice run up to like 4 million quite recently. But yeah, stuff is still building there. It is free Chippy Friday as well, guys. So go get your Chippy today. We are doing free Chippy Friday again as well. You get paid anywhere between $10 and $15 for doing so. You have to have a 250k tokens. So go get that, guys. I'll probably do that today as it's my last day in England and fishing.
Last day in England. Where are you going, Spud?
Going to Korea. So I'm going to Korea Blockchain Week, and then I'm heading to Vietnam for a few days, and then I will be going to Token 2049. Unfortunately, I know you're not heading over because you're super busy with all the Zebu live stuff right now. But let's talk about event season, obviously we got Zebu Live. Guys, if you're wanting a ticket, discount is in the link below. And we have a very special discount for CSE members in the Discord as well. But yes, what other events have you got on your radar? Last year we went to ETH Denver. Will you be going back to the States anytime soon, Harry?
ETH Denver is a definite one. I'm going to Argentina for DevConnect.
Oh, wow.
Which is always exciting. I've never been there. I love paddle. That's the home of paddle. So I can't wait to see
I didn't know that.
Argentinian lads off well, paddle's actually from Mexico, but Argentina.
Finish that sentence, Harry. Finish that sentence. You said, I can't wait to smash some Argentinian lads.
up paddle. So I love the community of it, and I'm really, really excited for that. DevConnect is always one of my favorite conferences. Then it's Abu Dhabi for Breakpoint F1. Everyone's going to be there. It's just it's a hot spot for crypto. Then and then we go into next year, and it all comes. So Bitcoin Amsterdam. I'm a bit hampered, because the problem is I have to run my own event, and this sort of run up is like the team scaled up, and we just have not the tasks aren't hard. There's just so many of them, like each speaker announcement, each travel, so many stakeholders. So, but with events, I always say be fucking intentional. Like, why do you want to go to an event? Do you want to learn? Do you want to network? Do you want to hire? Do you want to build brand? If you just go to an event like a lemon, then you're going to be a lemon, And I think events are really hard because it's not just the cost of the ticket; it's the cost of the travel, the food, the mental health. Our health is so important. And if you're traveling to Korea, it's a 14-hour flight, and then you don't eat, and then you don't go to the gym, and so events are amazing because, as I say, I'm not important. I'm just busy, and so my calendar is blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. Whereas when I'm at an event, I'm like, we may not have a half. I loved catching you yesterday. We may not have had enough points for let me put a half an hour call in a meeting, and awkwardly stare at each other on a Zoom call. But when you meet people, you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. Oh, I'm doing that, and then suddenly we're like, oh, I'm doing that, and magic happens. So I think events are amazing, and I will never forget me at ETHCC 2018. Didn't have a ticket, didn't know anyone, and I broke into the thing, got in, and when we came back this year, we had a big house, and we went with 10 team members, and was invited to everything
on boat parties.
So like I say, events really are the magic. They're non-scalable, so use your energy wisely, and just make sure you have one key goal. And then remember, the speakers or the media people, they're all going to be there. So if you do your research before and you realize this is Cointelegraph, this is Cointelegraph, this is the guy I want, and then you go up to him and give him value. Be like, oh, by the way, I bought you my T-shirt. As humans, if I give you a gift, it makes your mind think that you want to give me a gift back. So be creative, obviously you've got big corporate brands that just roll out the same shit, but go be intentional, and if you don't have much budget, just find a pub nearby and be the guy that organizes. By the way, we're all going to meet at this pub at 9 o'clock or coffee shop. We're going to chat
crypto. We're going to do some pitches and get people coming. It's everyone here in the community probably knows my story. I met that Martini guy at one of your side events. It was a Swissborg Cross Zebu Live side event, and that's actually where I met that Martini guy. So I wouldn't be on stream here today if I hadn't have gone out. That was like a Wednesday night. I had to get an hour and a half train. I even asked a few of my friends, and they went, "Oh no, that's a bit long. Oh, I won't do that." And I went by myself, and thank God I did, because all it takes is a 1 hour, 2 hour event, and you can meet some really great people, guys. So if you are in the UK, if you are in Europe, I can't stress enough, head to Zebu Live, guys. And before we wrap up for today, Harry, because I know you're super busy, what can people expect from Zebu Live this year? What speakers have we got? And what's the alpha until we jump on stream again?
There's a lot of alpha. We've got we've got Tobacco Docs, which is we've taken over the venue from the small startup known as Google. You can go up to 22,500 people. This year we've got 4,500 capacity. Got food trucks. There's like chill out areas, nice coffee. We got Rachel from Binance, the CMO. Got politicians, got lords. The lad that made the Oyster cards, Lord Ranger, is coming. You know, we're running a huge party at E1, which is an amazing club, which is just next door. So we won't have any of that going to wherever we went last time, which was miles away. We've got Shoreditch House on the Monday for speakers and VIPs. There's Crypto Mondays. There's like loads of side events. It's just so much is gonna happen. And you know, most importantly, it's about, you know, I'm kind of into anti-conference. Like, I just want to see one looks sick, doesn't it? I can't wait. I'm
ready for the weekend.
the Function One sound in E1 is going to blow people away. And yeah, Coinbase are back, and they're big in Celebrix is coming, and they're helping. So yeah, I mean, we're throwing everything we have at it, but at the end of the day, when we're running a business conference, is about ROI. So it's about, you know, it's about people showing up and business getting done while we have fun. Like, we don't necessarily need to like I said, I love anti-conferences. Like, I would rather talk to you than listen to a talk about, I don't know, real world assets or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we have the talks there for people that want to learn and to give people opportunities and branding. But the real beauty of the event is it's a community and it's an anti-conference. The value is on stage, but the value is also in wandering around and being like, oh,
in the conversations.
Let's do this. Let's close business. And look, the goal here is that we lift up the UK. A rising sea, or one of the sayings, a rising sea lifts everyone up. You know, you know, everyone that's held their crypto since the first EV Live 2021 is doing very, very well.
He's up.
If you traded badly, you should listen to Spud. And you know, I just want to shout out to you know, I love hearing. Someone actually met the partner at one EV Live. Some people like as in they hooked up. So some people met.
I hope it wasn't my ex that I brought last year. Jesus.
No, I don't know. But yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm in that war mode of like, we kind of done our revision, and now we're in exam mode. So it's now like we're frantically working at the moment, but now it's almost like calm down. You've done the work, and let's hope. You know, like I said, big event. My one of the startups that I'm an investor in called Vento does insurance. So who knew that I'd get into insurance? But like, so we're insured. And if anyone ever needs event insurance, Vento is the people to go to. And look, crypto saving community came to the first EV Live. There was like 9 of you just standing around, and that was when we threw it together in like no time. So all of them are OG, and each single person that comes and gives up not just the money for the ticket to help pay for the mad cost of the event, but gives up their time and their energy and their goodwill means the world. And each single person coming makes me so excited. And look, I hope when we do this stream this time next year, we're going to be looking back on a year when the UK has stopped being a little wet bag. And we've got competitive stablecoin laws. We've got competitive crypto laws. Companies are spending money on, you know, because when a Binance comes into the UK, it hires the marketing agencies, it hires the accountants, it hires the lawyers. And there's a ripple down effect. And I'm really am optimistic that I'll still be here and I haven't been lured to New York, to Middle East.
Thailand. I've got to throw my hands up. You know, I've jumped ship myself, and you know, a lot of people have. But at the core of it, you know, I'm very grateful for people like yourself, people like Super Team, Stand With Crypto, etc., really pushing for UK regulation and hopefully making it one day a place where we can all live and thrive in as well. But yeah, we'll wrap up here for today, Harry. I really appreciate your time.
Shout out Super Team, Stephen. He's one of my OG, one of the best hires I've ever made. And shout out you, Spud, showing up every single day. And thank you for having me. Hopefully it's not too much of a ramble. Cheers, lads.
No, they love it. Harry, thank you very much, guys. Go get your Zebu tickets. We've got a very special offer for you in the CSC Discord as well. But go check the link below, guys. See you at Zebu. Let's go. Woo.